CTW Automation here, and in this video we're going to show you how to use the auto export feature. We have a lot of people that want to just get the data out of Probe so that they can use it in a database or a Matlab or any other of the various ways to analyze data beyond Probe, and we made it so that you could just add a command and get the data out during each test. When you save the data, it saves a auto export file as well. So you would come into whatever test it is you're running, and with this new feature you basically add it, and you have two versions that you can use. So you can export a single run, or you can export all runs. So I've already added the export a single run, and I drag it up. Now it will export the test that precedes, actually follows, so it actually is going to export this 9 inch per second test. If I move it up to here, it will actually export the 1 inch per second test. So that's how that works, and it will actually save the name, will use the name you save your regular data file as and add an export to it. So you put it in there, and we go ahead and we click on it, and we always have to choose what format to output the data. So let me expand this so you can see a little bit better. So we have given the choices so far of Excel, Matlab, CSV, a JSON, and an XML. You can decide any one of those should cover basically anything somebody would need. So we're just going to do Excel because it's easy to show everybody how that actually works. So we'll go ahead and we'll save, and then we'll go ahead and run, and we'll actually see what happens. And if all goes well, when we're done, we'll basically have an Excel export as well as our normal data of this 1 inch per second test. Now I'm going to clean up over here while it's running so that we only look at one file at a time. And we'll come back to here, watch it run through, and after you save it, it does take a little bit of processing time to create that Excel file. Hopefully it's not too much of a struggle, but if you were to have a large file, you could imagine it just takes time to dump it, export it, and go to Excel. So this is auto export one file at a time, is the actual data file, and this was for the 1 inch test, I believe. So we'll go ahead and save that. And you can see auto exporting, and it's doing that, and it's going to put that over here, and there's our file, our normal data file, just like everybody's used to. And then I'm going to open it up, and you can see the practice one I did was the 9 inch per second one, but there's the one we just did for the demo, and I'll open it up, and it is the 1 inch, the 1 inch per second. Gives you some information from that test, and you can see displacement, force, velocity, and time. And we'll scroll down, and it clearly is just the 1 inch per second test because it never exceeds 1 inch, just a little bit. But within this particular calibration I have on this dyno. Now this is the 9 inch per second test. This one clearly goes up to 9 inches. Somewhere in there. So I think with this dyno is so underpowered, it never actually, it never even gets to 9, to be honest with you. So we've exported those two. Now the other way to do it is, instead of export a single run, And so you could see how you could put one here and one here if you only wanted 2 speeds out of all of them. I'm not sure why anybody would want that, but we have tried to set up this software so that we're not making decisions for you. You get to make those decisions. So we'll go ahead and we'll add export all runs. We'll put this here. It says format not set. That's because we haven't told it what to do. So we'll go to an Excel and we'll do save and we'll run this, and hopefully we'll get all 4 speeds at the same time. And we go back into text executor and we can see export all runs. Excellent. We'll go ahead and start that. And while we're doing that, you can see how it does this. So the actual data file I saved was auto export one file 1 inch per second, and you can see that's where it shows up, but it also adds a bit to the beginning to tell you exactly which export it was as well. So that's the velocity and that's the stroke. I'm on a very tiny RC, a dyno we use for running RC car shocks. So, but it's great for demonstrations and being able to run at home. And we'll get back to that. So we're going to export all the runs and show you what that looks like once we're done here. So auto export one file. We'll call this auto export all the runs. And this one takes just a hair more time based on your computer speed. You can't have a, definitely need an i5, an i7, makes it so much better. And there's our data file like we're used to seeing. And now you see I saved the file as export all the runs. Export all the runs, so that's the 1/2 inch, the 1, the 4, and I believe I ran a 9. Although they're backwards here, but so those are each individual speed exported to an Excel sheet. So automatically exporting for you to use in whatever system, whatever Matlab you use for your simulation perhaps. So that's the way they come out. And that's the way you use this new export feature. Now hopefully that saves some people some time. Then they just write a little program to open that data, or if it's MATLAB, they're just opening directly in MATLAB. Any way they need to get the data and use it and start their post-processing. So there it is, auto export. I hope you enjoy it. We'll see you next time.